JL, what does Sean Darcy have to do today to play?
Get through training. I think he's progressed pretty well, but he hasn't done massive footy load yet. So, get through training and pull up well, and we'll go from there.
I saw last night you said you want to go with your two Ruckman philosophy. Have you asked or do you talk to like Luke Jackson about that? Does he have input? Is he happy with that, or would he prefer to be the main man sort of thing?
Have conversations with all the players all the time about their roles, and there's a balance between what the individual wants and what the team needs. And all along, I've said with Sean and Luke, it's horses for courses. One of them is going to be matched up better against one Ruckman one week, and the other Ruckman's going to be better matched up the week after. Sean against O'Brien against Crows, who's a big man, competed really well. We won the stoppages that day. Sean was really, really strong in the ruck. Last week against Collingwood, Sean was really strong in the ruck and got the ball going our way. We scored from clearance. So, Dogger was outstanding last week. So, it was a good problem to have, having two really, really good ruckmen who both want to play there. It really comes down to whatever the team needs.
Talked about footy, just getting footy load into Darcy. Is today enough, or is this something that you're kind of looking over next couple of weeks?
We'll see how he goes, and we'll have a conversation with him after training and see where how his confidence in his knee, and whether he needs a bit more of a training block in terms of one more training session. Not talking 5 weeks, just maybe another session, or we'll work it out from there. He's been playing lower game time at AFL level, so there's opportunity to keep doing that as well.
Mentally, how is he going? I mean, he obviously was quite distressed on the bench after that. He's put a lot of work in the pre-season. I guess, how do you kind of interact with him to keep that motivation and progressing?
I haven't really had to in terms of trying to motivate him. He had a moment on the bench, I would say, but then 5 minutes later he was getting around his teammates and doing all he could to bring energy to the bench. And post game he was really measured with his approach and understood it was a setback, which is not really connected, same knee but not connected to his previous injuries. So he's been positive and got to work ever since.
So given his form,
Justin, is horses for courses about selection or is it about match minutes with both of them?
Both. Both. We think Sean as a forward can give us a really strong contest. He just hasn't had the opportunity to play there much because it seems like when one of them comes back from injury, the other one we lose the other one to injury, and that happened early in the year when Sean was coming back from injury. We unfortunately, Dogger did his hammy and missed 3 or 4 weeks. So we just haven't had that continuity yet. But we think get them both in the team, we can get that. Whether that's this week or next week, we'll work that out later.
So given his form and how you think he's going, it would be silly to send him back to the Waffle just to play a whole game, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think there's aspects of his game that still need to pick up. His marking probably hasn't returned to the form of a couple of years ago when he won the BNF and was one of the best rucks in the comp. And there's a few things in his game that haven't quite got to the level, but footy minutes will help that. I think his ruck work, 3 or 4 weeks before he got injured, were strong.
How do you see the match up with Dante Vicentini, obviously a young, inexperienced ruck? Is that something you can exploit or try to wear him down a little bit?
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got a lot of rucks on their list. So whether they go with the one ruck and Finlayson backing up, or they bring 2 in, or Sweet comes back, we're prepared for anything. And they've got a lot of depth in that area. So we'll work that out and have that mindset after we see their team.
Given Loke is going so well, would you consider just having the training block for Sean this weekend and next week?
Oh, like I said, there's a lot of putting the cart before the horse in this business. So we've got to get through training, see how his knee is, cross that hurdle first, and then we'll make decisions from there. So when I say training block, I mean whether it's just one more session on Saturday rather than, there's people talking about mini pre-seasons and that type of thing. I don't think we're at that stage.
How is his confidence in the knee and in his form as well?
No, he's building. Yeah, like he's missed so much footy, didn't get any pre-season footy in like everyone else did, and came straight back into the team against, probably a couple of the biggest, stronger, better ruckmen in the comp. So there was no easing him in. Our plan was to sort of hopefully ease him in a little bit, given, we've got 2 rucks, but like I said, Jacko got injured and we weren't able to do that. So he got pushed in the deep end and felt like before he got injured, his form was really pushing in the right direction. So, yeah, he's been very measured and understands where he's at and working really hard to build his game.
You've spoken, Justin, about not being a team that sort of rides those high highs and low lows. How have the team responded to, I guess, a really important road win?
I just think mindset needs to make sure we stay in the moment. So, yeah, enjoy it. Like wins are hard to come by in this industry. Road wins are hard to come by, especially at a place where we've never won before. So, let's not move on. Try and get in a panic stage where we have to move on and repeat the win and build on our form and get in that mindset too early. Like sit in it, enjoy it with your teammates. Yesterday, 2 days ago, we did review and it was really balanced review. Players are really open and honest about what they felt led to the performance. Now it's reset and go again against Port. So just trying to live in the moment and make sure we win every day.
How do you address the mentality going into Port Adelaide? I think Hayden mentioned a while ago just like trying not to be complacent. Port have kind of had their ups and downs. They've got a couple of key outs. Does that get addressed about, I guess, attitude and complacency? Yeah,
it's finding the balance, but just making sure that we prepare for the opposition's best each week. Like Port got a strong history of bouncing back really strongly, so we're aware of that. We just get back to talking about the behaviours we want to see rather than getting caught up in headlines and like I said, just making sure we get the most out of every day. Because if we prepare really well, you usually play well. So prepare for Port's best. Played some really strong footy this year. They got us last year on all three occasions if you include the pre-season. So we're well aware of what their best footy looks like and the way they play. So finding a balance between focusing on the opposition and trying to improve our footy, and we'll continue to do that this week.
I know that you kind of know it's going to depend on who you line up against, but the impact that Cooper Simpson had in terms of adding, I guess, a small to that sort of lineup, do you think that you're striking a right balance between your talls and smalls in the defence?
Yeah, I think it's a better balance. Yeah, we tried something earlier in the year with a bit more height, but we've still got that flexibility. Like Luke Ryan can play taller, Chappie can play taller, so we still feel like we've got the height bit covered. And Coops has come in and played his role really well defensively against the smalls, but provides a little bit more offence for us and a little bit more run offensively. So he's added to the mix, and we feel at least this week that's going to be the way we go.
One for Adelaide. How did you react when you heard that Horn Francis was out?
I mean, lots been spoken about their game last week, but to lose three players early in a game, it does put a lot of extra load on the rest of your players. So fatigue played a part in that. We were really clear with the players today that was a reason for their drop off in the second half. I mean, you never like to see players get injured, so didn't celebrate or anything, but it doesn't hurt us.
And they haven't won the last quarter for the entire season, I don't think. Is that something you take into account, that stay in the game, boys, that sort of thing?
We really just focus on the first quarter. Jumping in the game well. Might talk about that at 3/4 time. Dara?
Neil Erasmus, where is he at in your eyes now? That game, does that sort of earn him a run of games, or is he still sort of...
I never guarantee anyone a run of games. No one in team should feel like they've got a run of games. But he came in to do a job last week. We went with a bit of a different mix with the extra midfielder. Thought it worked. Clearly worked well. He played well. And he's been around the mark all year. We're trying to get more numbers through there a bit more this year. And he came in and played his role, and he's desperate to keep playing. We'll see how the team shakes up later, but he came in and did what we asked, and we get caught up in AFL selection, but I'm really happy with the way Neil's developing. Clearly he's had some disappointment this year when he's missed out, but he's gone to work on the things we want him to work on. He's put his best foot forward when he's gone back to play at Peel, not only in his own game, but he's been a real team player down there, and worked on his game and become a better player. That's what I judge Neil on. Last week's performance showed it showed that, and it was a good reward for effort for him.
Justin, it sounds like Andrew Dillon's doing the rounds and wanting to meet with the coaches. For you, as a representative of the Dockers, what would be at the top of your list in terms of what you would like to communicate to the AFL?
Oh, it's a good question. I haven't really given that much thought. I actually didn't know there was a meeting on with the coaches. I've had no contact with the AFL about a meeting, so until that happens, I won't give it much thought. All my prep's been on reviewing GWS, putting all my effort into what we need to do to win this week. It's a good question, but I just haven't given it the thought.
You've had some success with the lockdown roles throughout the year. Is that something you'll explore this week with some of the dangerous mids that Port have?
Oh, it's a bit horses for courses as well. Whether we go to a mid or halfback, we haven't really worked through yet. But we feel like it's worked for us. Doesn't work every week. It hasn't worked every week for us, but it's an option for us. So we'll talk about that at strategy and selection later.
Is there anyone in particular that you obviously got your eye on?
There's probably about 4 or 5. Yeah, probably no different to the ones you've got your eye on.
Shay's fortnight has been really strong, and I think his centre bounce attendances are up just a little bit over the last fortnight. Is he sort of at his optimal levels now in terms of how you can use him?
Said it a bit, but each game tells you something different about how we need him. He's had a little bit more midfield time the last couple of weeks, given our injuries through the middle of the ground, and probably our need for a bit more speed through there. So, he's been outstanding. He's really impacted in both roles that he's played for us. He's a good ground ball player. Loved his pressure last week. Really led the way with his pressure. I think he had the most pressure acts for us. And I think he had second or third most contested possession, and that sometimes that gets lost with all the brilliance and the goals he kicks and what you see with the ball. But the contested possession and the pressure that he's bringing in the midfield is really helping us.
Willie Rioli's set to play his 100th game. He's obviously played a lot of footy at Optus Stadium. How have you looked to kind of nullify his impact?
Same as you do with all good small forwards. Like he's dangerous. One thing about Willie, he can have maximal impact with limited possessions. He's part of their pressuring forwards as well, which is really up and about when they win. So we'll get the right match up and stop the supply and all the usual things you try and do with the good small forwards.
You haven't had to necessarily face this, but Jeremy McGovern, obviously Eagles, his face in the hands of the concussion panel. Would you guys look to take a similar approach? Do you like the support that the AFL is going to be giving in terms of assessing players if you're put in that situation and taking it out of the hands of, the team doctors and also the players themselves?
Yeah. Not across the Gov situation, so I hope he recovers really quickly. I'm not across that, but I think the AFL have done a really good job over the last 3, 4, 5 years of putting in a concussion protocol, and I'm sure part of his return to play was that he didn't pass certain aspects of that, which elevate it to that situation, and I think I'm really comfortable with the protocol they put in place. Think it has the best interest of the players' health in mind. I back it in. Yep.
JL, one from left field. The Eagles are taking on the heritage jumper of WA, so we're wearing the gold and black. I see some of your fans are not happy about that. Your predecessor, Ben Allen, was not happy about that. How do you feel about that?
It's probably another one I haven't given much thought, Barra. I would think the heritage round is there for wearing your club's history rather than WA's history, but I haven't given it much thought.